Hi, I'd like to share the two move checkmate with you, show you how it goes. So it's also known as the fool's mate, I believe, the two move checkmate. Also note that it only counts as a move each time white moves. So when black moves, it's discontinuing the move. It's only a new move count each time white moves. So the key to delivering the two move checkmate, black will do it against white, the two move checkmate. And this diagonal row of squares leading to the king, that's the key. It's got to be opened up from the pawns. They've got to move off this diagonal row of squares. So they've got to move past it, like the king side bishop pawn. It moves one or two squares to open with. It could be on the second move. It doesn't have to be on the first move. It's just got to move off this diagonal row of squares leading to the king. These two pawns, this pawn and this pawn, the king side, my hand keeps getting in the way. The king side bishop pawn and the king side knight pawns must move off and past this diagonal row of squares leading to the king. So the king side knight pawn must go two squares, and the king side bishop pawn must move one or two squares to get off the diagonal row of squares leading to the king. So the kingside bishop pawn or the kingside knight pawn, it doesn't matter what order they move in, but they must get off the diagonal row of squares leading to the king. So if the kingside knight pawn moves first, that's okay. And if the kingside bishop pawn moves first, that's okay. So white might open with the kingside knight pawn. The kingside knight pawn must go two squares, moving past the diagonal. And then black would open up the queen by moving the pawn out so the queen can move along the diagonal row of squares. Hard to show on my phone. But the king pawn moves so that the queen can access the diagonal leading to the king. And then on white's second move, they do a huge blunder, a huge mistake. They move the pawn, the king side bishop pawn, one or two squares off the diagonal leading to the king. So now the king's really weak along this diagonal row of squares, and the queen moves diagonally, giving a check to the king. And because the white king cannot defend against the check on the current move, this is checkmate. It's the two move checkmate. It's the fool's mate. So we'll go over all the check methods to escape check, which cannot be successfully met. None of them can answer the check from the queen. So the king can't run anywhere because the king, take my hand off the top of him. So the king can't run anywhere because the bishop's in the way, the queen is in the way, the pawns are in the way. So they block the king from running. And if the king moves over here, he's still in check from the queen. Still in check. So we can't run with the king. Nothing can block the check, go in between the queen and the king. We can't put anything in between them to shield the king by block. So that doesn't work in this position because the bishop doesn't move here, it moves diagonal. And the knight, this is too small an L. It's too small. And going here, it's an illegal move because the knight doesn't move like that. So we can't block the check. The rook is stuck in the corner because the pawn stops the rook capturing the queen, which is the last method. We would need to capture the queen somehow so that she can't attack the king. But there's nothing that can capture the queen in this position. As I said, the pawn gets in the way of the rook capturing the queen because the rook doesn't jump over. It doesn't. The knight would land here, which the queen lives, and the bishop would go here, which has got nothing to do with where the queen is. Yeah, so there's no way to answer this check. So it's a 2-move checkmate. I'll just show it again. So we've got to open up diagonals. So this time we'll do the king side bishop pawn. Go 1. It could go 2, it doesn't matter. Then the king pawn from black goes 1. That's the first move from both sides. Second move, the king side knight pawn must go 2 squares, not 1, because if it's on 1 square, it's still on the diagonal leading to the king. So it's going to move past that diagonal. And then on black's second move, the queen goes along the diagonal to give a diagonal check to the king. And this is the 2-move checkmate, also known as the fool's mate. I think it's called fool's mate. And that's how it's done. This is the quickest by move count checkmate, the fool's mate, 2 moves. Thanks for watching. Bye.